Hi there! I like a lot, I talk a lot, so why don't I review a lot? I'm Just Joe, and welcome to Just Joe Reviews. So last night, I suddenly got in the mood to watch a horror movie, and even though it's not one of my favorite genres when it comes to movies, I still enjoy a good scare every now and then. As long as it's not a pregnancy scare. So I thumbed through the old movie collection and came across It Follows. More like Shit Follows. I'm just kidding. It Follows was a decent little hit when it came out a couple years ago and was seen as one of the best and most original horror movies of the last decade. That is, of course, until Get Out came out earlier this year. And yeah, Get Out was tons better. But how was It Follows? Well, I'm gonna give you a quick Just Joe synopsis on It Follows, and then I'll give a Just Joe rating. Here we go. It Follows starts with a young girl who is scared of something unknown and is eventually killed by something unknown by having her legs bent back to her head by that something unknown, which is ironic because her legs were probably back to her ears earlier anyway, which is what caused the something unknown to eventually kill her. Confused? Well, after we meet our main character Jamie and she lets her boyfriend doink her in the back seat. That's love, folks. It is revealed to her afterward by her boyfriend that because of the sexual encounter, she is now basically possessed by some weird supernatural entity that's gonna keep following her and try to kill her. Damn. I thought gonorrhea was bad. Now Jamie is the only one who can see the STD ghost killer, and she must now try to convince her friends to help her and also figure out how to try to stay alive, or maybe eventually pass this curse off onto another poor soul by, you guessed it, fucking. It Follows is original with its script, and it does deliver on the scares and the creepiness. I also like how the movie doesn't feel like really over-explaining anything, or at times really explaining anything at all, which does make the audience, try to guess some things or just make their own interpretations. It also has decent characters with decent to good actors portraying them, even if the script doesn't really tell us a lot about who these characters are or why we should really care about them. However, I was invested for the entire 100-minute runtime and was very impressed by the directing in It Follows, and was also impressed by the kind of old school editing techniques that were very reminiscent of 80s horror movies. To me, what stole the show was the soundtrack. It was very John Carpenter-esque, and I'm a huge fan of John Carpenter movies, and I love John Carpenter's music, so from the very beginning to the very end, I guess it got a little distracting for me just because I was so into the soundtrack, but it was amazing. However, one thing does really bother me. The movie looks like it takes place in the 80s, maybe the early 90s. It's definitely not present day. And I like that it's clever that it doesn't tell us when this takes place, what year it is, even what decade it is. At the same time, when the shit does this take place? It's killing me. It doesn't say anything throughout the movie. I can't find it anywhere online. When was this supposed to take place? It's very 80s-esque, but I just want to know. It's killing me. Somebody please tell me. Sorry. Anyway, I give It Follows a Just Joe rating of 4 out of 5. So thank you very much for watching my review. Links in the description below. Please look here on Apartment B1 Productions. Subscribe for any future videos or any past videos that I've done. And I suppose I will see you in the next video. However, I'll admit, even though it's kind of cold outside, I was gonna go try and dip my pen in, some random ink, talking about a vagina. But after watching It Follows, I really don't feel like it anymore. Honestly, after watching this movie, I may just become celibate. You know what? I went to Catholic school growing up. I should become a priest. They get coffee, right? They get coffee. That's not against God or anything. I'll just become a priest. No sex for me ever again. I mean, for God's sakes, nothing bad has ever happened when it comes to priests and them being pent up with sexual frustration, right? Damn it. I guess I'm gonna have to take that chance on the STD ghost killer. Fucking!
quiet on the set.